We about to hit you with the recap like Aaron Judge with a bat, because we touching on facts, and plus we up in these hats. It's Knicks Bill talking, we cut from a different cloth. We cook a Nick broth with a different sauce. We bubble like a hot pot in the kitchen. We dripping on the surface, spitting verses with these bars and b-ball. Cause no matter how far the stars, we see all like a telescope. You can tell it's dope by the way we unveil these news and notes. Check the box score, a top score, knocking down shots. Plus we got a lock for 48 minutes, putting on the clinic. The cat lieutenant, they entered the winner. The game is over. We trooping in our 10 boots like soldiers and train the planes and rain. Rover, I'm getting up and over the list. We on the BQE and we maneuvering swift. This ain't Tokyo, but you know we can drift. Cause the pokey be on the low, so you know our flow had to shift. We about to be out in a few. No doubt next time we see you to be on a game preview. It's Knicks Real Talk and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride. It's Knicks Real Talk and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride. Yo, salute everyone. Salute. What's good, man? We in the building, man. To recap, season is over. Regular season playoff for the New York Knicks, ladies. Then we're gonna get in here and talk about all that. But salute to everybody in the building. Brother Shaw Power here. We're gonna get down, break this thing down, man. And it didn't go the way we wanted to go last night, man. Guess it's over. Call of the day. Sorry it had to end that way. Too little, too late to ever cry again. Fuck it, let's get it, man. Shaw Power, what's good, my man?
Yeah, Divine. It is over. The season is officially over for the New York Knicks, and it has been for me a hellified season. Some peaks and valleys, ups and downs. The way you had to, now you can sit back and try to look at what can make the team better. Your side view of being a coach, or being a GM or whatever you want to call it. Now all the blows that you want to talk about during the year, all that stuff you're talking about when we was winning, you can bring it up now if you want to, because it's going to be something that everybody's going to talk about. So we will be involved with that talk too. But overall, man, the Knicks went out there and didn't give us our A game yesterday, and it wasn't nothing about the game. It was just the reaction. Those turnovers, man. Those turnovers killed us.
Yeah. Well, let me start with saying this for me, ladies and gentlemen. Salute and thank you, James Dolan, Leon Rose, Worldwide West, Tom Thibodeau, the players, everybody involved with this Knick thing, man. Salute to all of y'all. We had a good year. I enjoyed this year. It was a good year for me. I enjoyed Knick basketball this year. Seeing some exciting basketball, seeing our team go hard in the playoffs. And, obviously we fell up. We wanted to go further, but we fell short. But that doesn't take away from me from, as a Knick fan, how I feel about the basketball team this year. They gave us some good moments in the Garden, gave us some good moments in the playoffs. Everybody can't win it all. You know what I mean? And and like we always say, if you don't bring your A game at night, things can happen. You know what I mean? And they didn't bring their A game last night, and things happened. It ain't nothing other than that. 30 turnovers, missing free throws. So they did not bring their A game last night, and the Indiana Pacers wanted it more. Disappointed we didn't go further. Yes. Am I? No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm actually really good. I thought, I'll be feeling some type of way. I actually feel pretty good to me. You know what? The season was good. Obviously we ain't won in 50-something years, and we ain't gonna win it this year. We ain't won a championship in 53 years. We something like that. Now we're not gonna win this one this year for on to the next year. Obviously there's gonna be a lot of people feeling a lot of type of way about things that went on this year. Some good, some bad. But whatever the case may be, the Knicks have figured out those shot powers. They're going to the off season, go through their basic routine with summer league and all the things of that nature, draft, whatever the case may be, free agency, all that. They're gonna go through all that, and they're gonna, I guess they're gonna sit back after last night and wait and judge where they at with this team, what they want to do with it, how they want to go about it. Do they bring everybody back, or do they do this or they do that? So I'm ready for the off season, man, because I think this was a big year for us. We took a step. Now it's time to take another step. I always say from freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, you know what I mean? We done got to our junior year, you know what I mean? Now we got to get to that senior year. We got to get there. And I do believe we were that close. But maybe we didn't have enough. Maybe we didn't have enough compared to what we thought we did going into how would I say? I don't think that the team feel that way. I'm talking about us as fans. We might have our bench might not have been enough for us to get over the hump. You know what I mean? To me, that's one of the Achilles heels. I think the whole thing is our bench. It wasn't the bench wasn't that deep to get us over the hump. You know what I mean? Compared to some other benches in the league who got players, who making it happen. Other than that, I have no problem with the season, man. I'm just I'm not even disappointed. I got to stop saying that. I wish we could have went further. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I'm upset. As a fan, I'm upset. I wanted more.
Right. Facts. Yeah, that's about where it's at with me, man. So we live to fight on another day, man, another year, man. But great showing, though, man. Let me shoot to the chat, man. Metnick fan, let's go. Queen Darlene, what's good? Big Task, my man, what's popping? Daniel, AP, Doug, Fresh, Darren. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Thank y'all for coming in. Dave Hobbs Jr. Salute to you, my man. Big Task, like I said, my man. Just Knicks, what's good? Daniel, everybody, Crim's dad, what's popping? Everybody, salute to you guys, man. Stand still, what's the deal, my man? Ron Do, everybody. Let me show some love to the people, man, because y'all been showing love to us all year long, hanging in here with us, 82 games and plus almost 20 in the playoffs, something of that nature. Not say 20, but I'm going to say 12 more. I'm going to say at least 12 more wins. But I think we played 18. We lost 6 and
6 and 6. 6, 12, 18. 18 more games plus 82.
18.
That's 90. That's 100 games.
100 games. Y'all put in work with us this year, man. So we appreciate all you guys, all the support in the chat, everybody, man. Thank y'all for coming in, be a part of the Knicks Real Talk experience, man. It was dope, man. I had a good year being at the vibe with you ladies and gentlemen this year, man. Because it's Knicks basketball, we fans, you know what I mean, and we just love doing what we do. You know what I mean? We love being in here with you guys. So, but it's like I said, a little bit of taste in our mouth, but we'll move on to the next one, man. Next year we just got to be stronger and better. We just got to be strong and better. And I think we will do some things, and it might be minor. It might be, I don't know if it'll be major, but if major come, whatever happens. We still gonna be Knicks fans anyway. So salute Ron, but we gonna still be these guys, man. But salute to them. Third Eastern Conference Final, first time in 25 years. Shot Powers haven't did this, and I know the expectations was there, but you know what? I don't think they underachieved by any means. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals, somewhere they didn't go last year, so they did get better, and maybe not in a sense because maybe injuries last year. That team could have been better. I thought the team last year was better, but I think we had a better starting five this year. But I thought the overall team last year was better than this Knicks team. But I think this
way deeper.
Yeah, they was way deeper. And this starting five was better than that starting five last year. But it is what it is, man. But salute to the Knicks, man, for giving us a good season, though.
Yeah, the one thing, last year's team had no expectation. This year's team had so much expectation. And if you feel like they didn't meet your hiatus, then okay, for me they did. You know what I mean? When we started out this season, we did not think that the Knicks we said, let's get to the finals. I mean, let's get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And we got there. We had 55 wins. We had 57 wins. Some people have 59 wins. They got 51 wins. They haven't done this thing that they just did in 25 years. They beat all the teams that beat them up during the year, the Detroits and Boston. And I mean, this team is a good team. We did not have a bench going down the stretch. And I mean, the expectations for this team was super duper high. You know what I mean? And in my eyes, they filled a lot of the void. You know what I mean? Did we want them to come through in this game last night and stuff? The expectation was so much that now that we got to the point where we wanted more. As a Knicks fan, you wanted more. Oh, we didn't beat Boston? That's it. We win everything, because that's how I felt. I didn't think nobody else in the East could deal with us. You know what I mean? No, after we beat Boston, who's going to deal with? I thought Boston would have beat. Who else going to deal with us? We didn't beat Boston, but we did not take it. Well, not us, and not even maybe not the team, but the Pacers did beat Milwaukee. The Pacers did beat Cleveland, the number one team in the league this year. Number one team in the East this year, most wins in the East this year. They whipped them 4-1. So at least we did better than them. We did better than the first two teams. At least we went 4-2. At least we went 4-2. That's something to look up to. Come on, man. We did better than both Milwaukee and Cleveland. this series. You know what I mean? This is a hurtful series because what they did to us last year. But you know what that does? That makes you stronger. You know what I mean? That makes you stronger. And to look long spectrum, if there's no major trades in the East this year, if Boston don't go get the Grim Reaper and Giannis, if they don't both go over there, then Boston is not really going to be in the. They'll be there, but they're not going to be like without Tatum going to be there all year. So that's another team that we don't have to worry about. You know what I mean? We have I'm not saying an easier path to get to the number one this year, but if we make a stronger team in our second unit, we got a better chance than we do last year. Remember everything too, New York Knicks fans. This is 82 games plus those 18. 100 games this team has played together all year. 100 games. Pacers, Indiana, they've been together 3 years. You know what I mean? Naismith, Halliburton, at least Halliburton and Turner, and one of the light skin one, not Naismith, Nemhard. One of them been there a couple of years with them.
They all been about the same.
Right, you know what I mean? So they've been there a couple of years. They've been there at least 3 years together. So they have been together longer than we have been together. That's it. So with that being said, we got a chance to fight again. And the best thing about what happened, even though we are not playing anymore, summer league is coming quick. Training camp is going to come quick. September, everything is going to come quick again. It's not going to be like we ended in March and then we got to go May, June, July, August, September, October. Nah, it's June 1st. July's coming up. It'd be the summer league right after July. Then you start seeing all the trades. Then you start seeing the training camps and coming in September, October, and then we back to the preseason again. Let's get it. Let's see if we can make a better team than we had this year. But I am super duper enthused with what the team did in 100 games this year to make it so far with 51 games into the Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. That's real talk. Yo, salute to the chat, man. Superman Jay Chosen, what's good? Jay Chosen, AP, my man, what's good? I see you. And like I said, Parrish, man, that's a great point right there, man. I agree with you on them two things right there. Parrish, but salute to you anyway. Parrish, what's good, my man? M. Gene, Allah wise, peace to the God. God, what's good, my man? Peace. Dave Haas, stand still. What's the deal? Y'all know, man. Everybody, man. Salute to everybody, man. Like I said earlier, man. Thank all y'all, man, for coming in. Coming in this year, man. Mad love, man. We appreciate y'all, man, for real. But yeah,
y'all been with us 200 games, man. 200 games, 100 posts, 100 pre.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with a lot of people's a lot of sentiments in the chat, man. We just need to strengthen that bench a little bit. Strengthen that bench. If you don't make nothing major, I was telling Shy Powers, ladies and gentlemen, in the back, I send it in there, my man. Just I think the half hour away, I said it in there for real. But I wanted to say, I thought, other than to me, if you don't make no major moves, you just I think Deuce and Shamet, everybody else can go. Keep Deuce and Shamet. The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, because of the money. That's one of the main reasons that. But I also think they play the type of ball in this system a second year round. Shamet having a full training camp because remember, ladies and gentlemen, he got hurt when
Facts.
Coming into training camp, Shamet, whatever happened, his shoulder, whatever. So I think the Knicks should give him a full year. Give him another full year, man. You know, he only make a minimum right now. Give him a couple of more million on it. But I think you should keep Shamet and Deuce if you don't put them in a trade. Now, if they're gonna go in a trade, then they're going to trade. It is what it is. But if you plan on keeping any of them guys on the bench, I think them two that you keep right there. I think Achua, Dylan Wright, Tucker, Campaign, them cats is out of here. They're out of here. We appreciate you getting us to the Eastern Conference Finals, but you see, we gave you a couple of $1 million, but that's all we was getting. I'm talking about at least from Campaign in the play. We were really getting $2 million from Shamet. Not Shamet from Campaign. Shot Powers. He wasn't even earning that in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So I think they got to upgrade that bench, like everybody's saying, to get a secondary ball handler. I don't know. That might be Coley, Shot Powers. I'm not discounting all these young guys we got neither. I mean, he might because of the salary cap the situation in the NBA. Tyler Coley might be a backup point guard. You never know. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of them guys that we got in here, the secondary players, the third stringers, a lot of them will be here. But I think the other guy, like them veterans we got. Because one thing I did notice, I wish that I think we lacked, to me, two-shot powers, some youth speed. Like some dudes with some energy, you know what I mean? And then, it might be the Tyler Coley's next year in the daddy age going into training camp, but I think we do to get a little bit of young athleticism in there. Cats who can really. We need a couple of them. Beauchamp be one, maybe. Who knows? But whatever we do, we need just a couple of young boys who can get out there like Deuce McBride. You know what I mean? Like a Deuce McBride. You know what I mean? But more athletic. I think we missing that 6'10" dude in the secondary lineup, and whether he power forward or small forward, but literally could do it both sides of the ball. I'm gonna say hypothetically like a Kelly Oubre. He's the only guy. I always say Kelly Oubre because he's like the perfect prototype that I would want to see on a Knicks team at the small forward. Cat can defend, can get some buckets, but he gritty. You know what I mean? Gritty and he good. You know, so guys like that, we missing guys like that can go get it, man. Like Pressure Chua got it, but he don't got it like that to me. You know, so let's see, man. We got some nice young dudes down there, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't have no problem with the way the organization and Tibbs did them this year. Let them mentally learn the game of basketball first. The first year, just let it be a mental because you got drafted so low anyway. You know what I mean? And we had a powerhouse team. So the best thing you do is learn on the fly, learn the nuances from the bench because mind over matter. If you don't know how to play basketball with the mind, don't care how much skill.
Yeah, it ain't gonna make it. Ain't gonna matter.
Different. And I think that the organization did a good job of doing that with them this year. So let's see how it goes going in the training camp, knowing that they didn't see the NBA for a whole year. Hopefully, you guys can get turned around, and we can one of them, daddy or somebody can make an impact. I don't know, but depending on what we got trying to go to, I know we got bigger aspirations next year than we had this year. I'm quite sure. Not, literally saying that. I think Knicks know that they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, so what they're going to want to do next year. Just like we lost in the second round last year, what do we want to do? Get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now we lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, what we going to want to do next year?
Get to the finals.
Get to the finals. And I just think that's what it's going to be about. So let's get it. For real.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the season is over. Yes, as a Knicks fan, I wanted us to win that game. Yes, was I running with the Cinderella story because I thought it could work. Mm-hmm. It didn't work out. You know what I mean? But let's not understate what we did this year. Let's not fall astray on being the last three teams in the NBA right now. And I mean, when all these other 27 teams are sitting in Cancun, been there, some of them been there since since March. Some of them been there since April. Come on, man. Let's not. Some of them been there since April. All right. All April they've been there. So a lot of teams been there. So let's, with us being the way we are, there is some things that do have to be a little shuffled around or something like that. We definitely, I said it early in the season about the bench, about having that someone like Devon said, a small forward that can get it. Oubre would be a nice fit. You know what I mean? There's a couple of names that's going to come out and it's going to be spread around this year. We do need someone that can go that can really knock it down in that second unit. You know what I mean? And we will probably see one or maybe two of the young guys that we had on the bench. Devon made a great point. Last year, you know why IQ and RJ and Toppin and all these guys got minutes because they were first round picks. They're first round picks. We ain't getting no first round picks this year. I mean, oh yes, we did. Patier was a first round pick, I think. I think one of them McCullough, one of them they signed for in the first round, late first round, right? Something like that. One of them anyway, but majority of these guys, majority of these guys are all in second round. Definitely Hope went second round.
He wasn't drafted though. Hulk was undrafted. He didn't even get drafted.
Hucker Purdy wasn't like 58 or something like that?
55. Who was the one that get on? Matter of fact, was Hucker Purdy?
I think Hucker Purdy was like 58 or something like that, right?
Yeah, okay.
I think he might have been 58.
I'm not thinking anybody else.
Yeah, and they say it in the chat. It was Hucker Purdy. I think he was 58. You know what I mean? And Daddy, I think Daddy was the first round. I think he was like 20 something or something like that. One of them was a first round, I think, but all the rest of them came second round. Kolick, all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Kolick was a second round and still got big money. I think what he got, like $6 million or something like that.
Yeah.
He got big money to be a second rounder. But with that being said, they see something in that guy Kolick. He beef up a little bit. He get a little bit better with his jump shot. He watched the game this year. Now this year he'll get to apply it. And if he can apply what he's going to learn in this offseason to the on-court game, then we got something in that second unit. And I mean, I think this guy Beauchamp, he's a young dude too, 26, 25, 27, somewhere in that range, 6'7", athletic. He might be that guy that we spit there. Well, who knows what it's going to be? It's too early to think about any of that stuff. Right now, all on Twitter, they already talking about firing Tibbs. I don't even know. Let's see what happens, man. In the next couple of weeks, we'll see what comes up. But overall, man, the team did.
Leon Rose already said that. Leon Rose just he already said that clear. He said he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they got so much stuff ready to trade. Fire Tibbs, trade Mikel for Mikel and Cat now, and all these other things. You know what I mean? God, I mean, I understand why people are thinking like that, but this team just been 100 games together. That's it. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen when they fix the little kinks that they got right now? When they can take out Josh Hart and maybe put somebody else in there that can shoot that 3-point shot that we've been looking for all year, by Josh Hart not shooting that shot. Or maybe implement, who knows? I'm not even going to speculate now because it's still early. I still got the taste in my mouth. But like you said, Devon, I'm not upset about it. My feelings a little bit hurt, but I watched it. I was like, Knicks ain't got it tonight. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even about the scoring the basketball. It was all those turnovers. Once I started seeing, I was just like, oh man. I was like, another turnover. Oh my God. Another one?
Points off a turnover. 30 points off of 20 turnovers. That's what the game was. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else.
That was the game. That was it.
Yo, the game, they lost that game from turnovers and free throws. That's it.
Yep.
That's what it was. Because when you don't hit them free throws, they change the minimum of game. When you get a turnover, the other team go down there on a fast break, get a bucket, pass, all that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks had 30 points off of 20 turnovers last night. They scored 125. And because of our turnover, they had 30 of them points. That would only been 95. I'm just hypothetical. If you take away the 30 turnovers, you take out the turnovers. If you take away the points off a turnover, they would have scored 95 hypothetically. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't turn the ball over like that, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot turn the ball over in a game 7. They ain't got shit to do with no coach. I don't care about it. Now you could critique about anything else you want to, but you can't critique Tom Tuchel about the motherfucker giving 30 turnovers last night. You can't critique him about missing foul shots. The players did that shit last night. That changed the whole rhythm of that game. Knicks was playing a good game last night. They started turning that damn ball over, and they started missing free throws, and that was it. That was a wrap shop out. I'm like, okay. I've seen 3 times the Knicks missed 2 free throws. Somebody go down there.
Cat did it. I think you text me. We text each other around that time, right? Cat missed 2 free throws. Right, Cat missed 2 free throws. The guy grabbed the ball, ran down the court, hit a 3, 5-point swing. Like, dang, man.
It happened like about
5-point swing, not quick.
I was like, yo, that's when I knew. That's when I knew. I was like, Shot Powers, we got to get this thing to 10 before 5 minutes left. I said 5 minutes left. I always say we can get it under 10 with 5 minutes left in the game. We pretty much good. But then here go a turnover, bang.
Another one. Another one. And another one.
That's when my spirit started going, like, my feelings started, we about to go home, man. So, and you know what? I accept it though, man. Real talk, man, because like I said, I'm proud of our squad, man. They had a good year, man. Paris Duggar, thank you for the super chat. Paris said, I don't change anything except replace Precious and Cam, Oubre and Torian Prince, or Bridges from Charlotte. And I don't have a problem with that at all. I really don't.
Those some good pickups.
Yeah, I don't have no problem.
I like Torian. I like Prince.
I definitely want Oubre. I'll take Oubre.
But Oubre supposed to have been here, but we couldn't get him when we wanted him. You know what I mean? Oubre wanted to come here 3 years ago.
He fits
He was
for
on the internet talking about, yeah, the Knicks. I like the Knicks guy. They looking new and all this stuff. We should have got him then.
Because you know why you need guys like that for last night. Like Oubre can deal with an Obi Toppin. He could deal with a little bit of a Siakam because of his defense tenacity and his linky. He a linky little 6'8", but with a linky at arm. So I think guys like that. See, we missed that last night because you got guys like that who can help guard the Siakams, help guard the Obi Toppins, and we don't have them dudes on the bench at that height. Because like Shaman's a guard, fucking Deuce is a guard. You know what I mean? Wright is a guard.
Yeah, 6'5" and under.
6'5" and under, ladies and gentlemen. So we, and that's why I think we just got to get the campaigns and the rights and all of them, replace them with some dudes who got some height but can get it on both sides. But we need some length down in that backcourt. Because other than that, I love the guy, especially with Josh Hart back there now. You know what I mean? See, so to me, if Josh Hart don't get traded, then you got Josh Hart back there. So get another couple of dudes with Josh Hart who can get it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. That's all, and let it go from there. You're gonna have a little bit of room to sign some veterans to minimum deals, or maybe give somebody a certain amount of money if you let pressure them off the books. So the good thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, they can make the team better just due to the fact, like Pressure Chew's money ain't coming back, Cam money ain't coming back. Right? It ain't a lot of money, but it's still money. And you got a couple of young guys down there who you think might have an impact on the team next year. So you just got to go out there and you got to make the bench stronger, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Knicks is not in the finals right now because the bench ain't strong enough because, they just not there. You know what I mean? And it's not consistent enough where you can go up against a team like last night, like Shaw Powell, who got continuity all day, every day, and playing together for a long time. But we didn't have that. We don't have that. But next year, Knicks will get it. Like I said, different step. We went from our freshman year with Tom Thibodeau to our sophomore year with Tom Thibodeau. We just got to our junior year with Tom Thibodeau, and Tom Thibodeau got to get us to our senior year. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you got to hold the players accountable too, because like I said, that could have been a different ball game without 30 turnovers last night. 30 points of a turnovers last night. That could have been a different game. Shooting up from the chatty stripe, abysmal the last couple of games. That could be the reason why you're not going at a game 7 right now. You know what I mean? You're not at a game 7 because some of the things you did on that court didn't transpire. In the stats last night. Because like I said, don't cats. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks. If you think I'm joking, shot 65% from the chatty stripe last night, ladies and gentlemen. 2 nights in a row, 65%. The last one we won, but this one. 65% and 28% from downtown. These 2 games in a row, these numbers. 28 from down, 9 for 32, and you had 20 turnovers. I think they wanted more than the Knicks last night, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say, Shaw Powell. I think they wanted more than us last night. But we just it is what it is, man. But salute to our squad anyway. But yeah, man, you gotta bring your A game in to beat some of these people, man. And sometime, it don't happen that night. You just don't have it. Look prime example. Why? Well, this to make this factual. The night that Halliburton didn't have it, he had a sorry ass game the other night, and we beat them. Right? He had a good game. They beat us. The other night, Jalen Brunson them had a good game. We beat them. Jalen Brunson didn't have a good game this night. They beat us. It's really what it all boiled down to. I don't care what they were throwing out there. Them cats didn't get it done, ladies and gentlemen. You can't shoot that. That's a shooting issue. 28% from down, 9 for 32 for downtown is a shooting issue. Whether it's shooting, defense from the other team, whatever. But y'all the dudes out there on that court, man, sometimes we gotta hold these players accountable. Y'all letting the other man bust you. You know what? Like I say every night, listen, it's about mano a mano, man. Iron sharp as iron. My man made it hard for Jalen Brunson. Nemhard, give him his credit. But other than so we needed other guys to help him out. I know we had a good game. Towns had a good game. But it wasn't enough compared to what they were doing because our defense sucked and we gave up too many turnovers. We got to live with that, Shaw Powell. But hopefully we be better at it next year, man. Come out with a different mindset.
That's definitely the outline of what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? The bigger picture is to. Thanks again, Parrish. The bigger thing right now is to sit down, relax, and go on vacation. Go on vacation because you ain't got to have a long vacation because a lot of the coaching staff are going to be back for summer league real quick, July, around 4th of July, right? 4th, 6th, around my born day, all 10th, all that time. So it's not too long. It's not too far from now.
Right.
It's not that far from now, you know what I mean? And then you go into another little hiatus, August, and then August, once August is over, once Memorial Day over, it's on and popping. Now it's you're starting to get ready for the training camps and all these other things. Baseball is about to end and stuff like that. So, we all know how it goes down and stuff. Now I get more involved with my Yankees. You know what I mean? I watched a couple of games, but I ain't really got in depth with them. Really, I still don't know everybody's name on the roster yet. So I get more time to get in depth with them now. So it is what it is right now. I think that the Knicks going to make some big good changes. I mean, are we betting against Leon Rose right now? Are we really betting against Leon Rose? Leon Rose in the past 5 years has got Jalen Brunson here, Josh Hart here, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Cat. We gonna second guess him? We gonna really second guess him? Those guys right there. We just got all those guys messing around with Leon Rose. You think that he's gonna? All right, we use all this money this year, but now these guys are signed under contract. We don't have to worry about them going into the cap because their money is solid already under the cap. 7 guys right now leave the Knicks right where they are right now, under the first apron. And I mean, because more than likely, the cap is going to go up this year, and the first apron is going to go up, and the second apron is going to go up, just like it does every year. I don't know how much more, but right now we financially set. We're going to have some money to play around with before we can get to the second apron. I don't know how much more because I don't know where the ever cap is going to be, but I'll find out in a couple of weeks. We'll get back on and talk about it. I'll do my research because the money is going to make a difference of how we reformulate this team. And if we're gonna, a lot of these rookie guys this year, like Haka Purdy, I think he's gonna have a phenomenal year this year. I think he's gonna take all the minutes that Precious had this year and back up Mitchell Robinson and Cat. If they don't, I don't see a trade going down with Cat, and we just got him. And I mean, he fits everything. If we go to, anyway, it's going to be a lot to talk about, and what we're going to do with Cat. We're going to hear it all year long, Divine, about Cat and Mikal. Those are the 2 names that just brung in here that everybody wants to crucify right now. So, you know what I mean? Let's see what happens.
Well, first of all, Cat had a phenomenal season, man.
Come on, man.
The man is all NBA, ladies and gentlemen. The man is all NBA. The man is an all-star. He talented. He got a defense issue. We understand that. He got a Julius Randle issue on that side of the ball. There you go, right there. To make a long story short, he got a Julius Randle issue on that side of the ball. They just ain't good defenders. They can do everything else, get buckets, do all that shit. But him and Julius Randle, that's one thing that our power forward and center, they just don't have it at that other side of the rim. And don't get me wrong, he's not the reason why we lost the game, but it don't help that he puts us in a situation that can put us in a situation to lose the game. I mean, it's just not there. We understand that, ladies and gentlemen, but that's all you can say about Big Cat, though. That's all. Big Cat got to help get us to the Eastern Conference Final. What else more can he do? I mean, only other step was to get you to the finals. Can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? What else can he do? Only thing we would be pleased with if they got to the finals. They just fell one step short. But shit, Cat and Brunson got us here, though. Ladies and gentlemen, it was 26 other teams prior to the other day sitting home watching us play.
Facts.
That shit. It was 26 other teams in the NBA sitting there watching Knicks play basketball last night. Ladies and gentlemen, you got it. I'll take that percentage all day, every day. Out of 30, 26 on my side favor, that's good money. That's good money. Knicks was good money. They was good money. They were the last man standing out of 30 motherfucking teams. Word is sport. That was good money. That was a huge step to me, even with the amount of payroll, even with the skilled player they got. But remember, our bench wasn't that good. They just wasn't. Ladies and gentlemen, the numbers don't lie. The numbers do not lie. All year long, we had a bench problem. And it reared its ugly head sometime, and it did. It caught up to us. And that's all it boiled down to. Like I said, we got to call it what it is. Our bench wasn't good. But I'll say all this to say this here, Shop Out. Nobody is untradeable, though. I'm not, and don't get me wrong. The New York Knicks do whatever they got to do or what they think they need to do to make this team better. If it's trading, whether it's adding this or that, or keeping what you got, add more, whatever they got to do to make this team better, I'm quite sure that's what they're going to do. Because I know they're not satisfied. Them cats ain't satisfied. That's why they hurt them just like they're hurting us right now that they're not there. But it ain't the end of the world, though. You know what I mean? Like I said, Knicks had a good year, ladies and gentlemen. I can see we underachieved in last year. Then I could really see something happen. People head. I could see y'all calling for Tips head underachieved. But I mean, they did better than they did last year under the circumstances. So I'm like, you know what? It is not a lot of people out there, ladies and gentlemen. Who you gonna get out there right now that's available that's gonna do what Tom Thibodeau did for the Knicks right now? That's available. I'm not talking about just any name, anyhow. Who out there in the NBA as a coach that's available, not that can do not what Tom Thibodeau did or more? Is there anybody out there you think that's going to get us farther than Tom Thibodeau? It's not that many people out there, unless it's somebody out there that good and they happen to shake loose or something, or it's just another somebody that we don't know about that's ready to take a step in their coaching career. But from what I'm hearing, I mean you can't. I don't think you should fire a coach just because you think he don't coach good, or you don't like his style, or you think the man can't do this at certain times. But his numbers for the Knicks coach, is pretty damn good. Under all the circumstances, under all the circumstances, as a New York Knicks basketball coach, Tom Thibodeau got a winning record, ladies and gentlemen, and he just took us to two second round in the Eastern Conference Finals. Ain't too many coaches out there doing that consecutively. I mean, every motherfucking year, Tom Thibodeau, since he got here, except for 1 year, he had the Knicks in the playoffs. Ain't a lot of people pulling that off, ladies and gentlemen, unless you got uber talent, elite coaches, uber talent, and all that. And I'm not even defending Tom Thibodeau. What I'm saying is, you also got to give this man the kudos of what he had to work with, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you're only good as the players you got around you. So this was the best team Tom Thibodeau had since he's been a Knicks coach. He took him a step further. The last year he probably went further too. They wasn't for the injuries. You know what I mean? If it weren't for the injuries last year, they probably would have been in the same situation last year. So when you got to put all the variables in there, he did this shit this year with a subpar bench, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, a subpar bench. That means you had to run your starters 36, 37 minutes because the guys you had there just was not ready for this. And the Cats still found a way to get us to the Eastern Conference Finals. You can't do that. That's not even fair to him. Now, whether you don't like him, that's a different story. You think the man can't call timeout, you think he don't play enough players, I get all that stuff, but you can't deny the man's record though. And I don't, it doesn't matter to me who the Knicks pick as the coach, because we're gonna be Knicks fans anyway. Whether it's Tom Thibodeau or it's not Tom Thibodeau, we're going to be Knicks fans tomorrow. You know what I mean? So and we'll see how it goes. But right now, I'm riding or die with our boys, man. Like I said, they could have made us go a little further, man. But Top Holiday fell a little short, man. So we just got to look on to the next season. But I will say this. I got one question, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Shop Howard, I asked you this earlier before we came on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, which team would you rather have, real quick, if this was the starting five for the Knicks? The starting five you had this year, I throw Mitchell Robinson there, hypothetically. Mitchell Robinson, Cat, Anunoby, McHale, and Brunson, or Mitchell Robinson, Giannis, Anunoby, Deuce McBride, and Jalen Brunson. Which one of them teams would you literally take right now? Giannis, Mitchell Robinson, Anunoby, Deuce McBride at the 2, and Jalen Brunson at the 1, or the same starting five that you had this year? Second team? I mean, from a talent perspective, ladies and gentlemen, I get that. I get it. Mitchell Robinson gets hurt too. Everybody get hurt. I understand that. That's just a part of basketball. But let me tell y'all something right now. Here's one thing I can tell you about that team with Giannis. that will be the best defense starting five in the NBA by far, other than Jalen Brunson. Mitchell Robinson, Giannis, Anunoby, and Deuce Bride will be the number one defense in the NBA, Shot Powers, bar none. Bar none. You got four dudes who literally are elite defenders at every one of them positions. That shit is crazy. And Giannis, obviously Giannis and Jalen Brunson gonna be your main dudes. Excuse me, I'll send that link in the chat in a minute. They're gonna be the main dude, Jalen Brunson and Giannis. And they don't command a ball like that. I guess how would I say?
Giannis played well with Dame this year, so right. He would play similar style basketball with Jalen Brunson. Yeah. And Jalen Brunson would go full with Giannis because he still had the ability to jump, so he'll be driving that lane and Giannis coming from that left side. It would look pretty. He'd be throwing. Dad, what the hell? I got another homeboy down there. Anyway, yeah. So that would be something to watch. That's something to talk about a little bit more this year.
Yeah. Real
I even Parrish put one out there just a few minutes ago. With Cat for IQ and Barnes. Now that opened my eyes a little bit. I was like, oh, that's not, you know what I mean? Everybody talking about Cat and everything. They already ready to get off of Cat and Mikal already. We just got these guys only playing 100 games with us.
You know what's crazy about that trade to me? Why? And I'm a big Cat guy, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm a big Cat dude. Touching New Jersey is New Jersey for a while in my life, right next door, But what we witnessed in the playoffs is the reason why we not in the third and the fourth round, ladies and gentlemen. What I mean by that is the New York Knicks defense. That's what I mean by that. Not one person. The reason why we not in the Eastern Conference Finals, not in the finals right now, is because of our defense. I'm not even talking about trade anybody. It's just a hypothetical trade. I like the team we got. Bring them all back next year and make our bench stronger. But because it's out there in the universe, we just talk about it. Divine cool with Big Cat right there in New York. He just got to go into the offseason and work on the game, parts of his game that need to be better. Jalen Brunson got to go into the offseason, work on parts of their game that got to be better. But as far as his team, I'm good with him. Do you got to critique certain things? Yeah, but I'm just using this as a hypothetical, ladies and gentlemen. We don't even get down like that. It's just a hypothetical thing. I think that would be one of the best defense in the league. And here's a good thing about that trade, ladies and gentlemen. Giannis and Cat make roughly the same money in that area, I would say. So it's not like you got to, whether you might have to throw in a pick, I don't know. That's what Milwaukee's searching. But you can't deny that defense down there and the shit that can go on with that dude. Word is born, yo, for real. We could throw all the other shit out the way. That man, the NBA champion, he one of the best in the business. I don't get Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the best in the business at what he do. The motherfucker's a superstar. So, man, listen. Will I do it? But I think in that report they were talking about moving Mikal. The report that I heard was moving Mikal to San Antonio. I think it was that. So would you do Cat and him for Giannis to come on our team? I don't think that's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just putting it out there just as something, just a thought. You know what I mean? But I don't know. For me, it don't matter. I think we just got to get strong on that bench, ladies and gentlemen. Just got to get strong on that bench. That's all. We got two A1 dudes here. Cat doing a damn thing, man. This team give him a chance to gel, and then let's see how they go. But I'm good with them. I'm good with this team, man. Pardon for me letting that link last so long, ladies and gentlemen. We just vibe until we get out of here because we ain't gonna see y'all, not on the regular, man. But we definitely be chopping in and out, once a week or maybe once every other week or whatever. We make sure whatever go on in Nick Lamb, me and Shop Out, we'll be on though. We'll bring it out there, man. We enjoy being here with you guys. But Shop Powers, the all season gonna be interesting for the Knicks. You know what I mean? I heard Tibbs and the press conference leaving out. They're just gonna go to their same repetition. With summer league, free agency. I mean, he said all that. We're gonna go through everything. And they said they always looking to improve the team, whatever. So I'm quite sure it's going to be some things done. What we can, I can't say. But I do the Knicks going to make something to try to make this roster a little more formidable. And I think maybe that might be the a little bench depth trade for me so far, at least the obvious thing anyway.
Things are happening in a couple of bit. We'll be talking about it. You know what I mean? It's going to be some moves made. They're gonna, you know what I mean? Maybe some. I don't believe that it'd be a drastic move, but who knows what type of move it might be? If it is to the extent of a Giannis or even a KD or any one of these big names that's sprawled out around here and all that stuff, who knows? I think Leon Rose is going to make the best move for the New York Knicks and the Knicks to move forward. I don't think they make a major move, but with that lineup that you just said right there at the bottom with Giannis, Mitchell Robinson, and OG with Deuce and Brunson. Man, that's a hellified starting lineup right there, man. That is a
the
killer.
Overy on the bench, yo.
Man, come on, man. That's a killer Dilla. That's a killer. If you get a Oubre and Beauchamp, and now you're talking about, oh man, you talking about cooking with fire now, man. Sheesh.
You know what's crazy about that house? Real quick. I want to get back to that. I know, but think about what that does for Anunoby now. Now he become that third dude.
Yeah.
Bona fide third dude. It's Brunson, Giannis, and him. That's it. So it won't be no confusion with how many people need the ball. These three dudes right here, that's that triangle right there. Them three dudes that the bucket get to everybody else. You get it when you get it. Deuce and Bry get you catching 3, shooting 3 and D, and get it popping. Go ahead, my man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's you know what I mean. And you ain't looking for Mitch to get no points. He just out there boxing out everybody, grabbing the rebound. And you know who I love playing with him? You know, Giannis would love to play with Mitch. In my opinion, the only guy that I've ever seen like kind of throw it on Mitch was Giannis. But you know what happened after he threw it on him? Mitch came down the very next play and threw it back on him. So I think they would fare great in the backcourt with OG and Deuce, and then you pick up some, you still got Josh Hart, you pick up Beauchamp, you get a maybe another power forward or something like that, and Hawker Purdy will be back there, stuff like that. There's things to talk about now. No, these things like this ought to be talked about because they could happen. So I'm with whatever the Knicks do, but until it comes close to it or something is mentioned out there, I ain't gonna say nothing about what I would prefer.
I know. I feel you. It's Jay Chose. What's good, my man? What's popping with you, man? What's going on?
I can't really talk well right now.
Right.
Hold on. Is this my therapist? Wait, all right. Look, man. Look. Yeah. Listen. I'm gonna tell you something. Oh, somebody there?
Go ahead, Jay. Yeah, right. We here, Jay. Go ahead.
All right. Look, when you hit me up last night, I was emotional, right? Let's be honest. And I think that most of us right now are reacting emotionally, right? Of course we are. We're first of all, it doesn't matter who you are. As a human being, we're emotional creatures, period. Doesn't matter no matter where you come from, how you're raised, that's what we are. And when we love something so much, or we're involved in it, or invested in something so much, it's only natural to feel a certain way about something. No one here is happy and clapping that they're gone. But reality says it is. So it is what it is. And to be honest, when you sent me that shot, that the congratulations to them, I said back, I know in my heart that you're right. It is congratulations to them. It is you got this far. It is you went another level up. what hurts is once you get to the place and you're supposed to beat the team that wasn't supposed to beat there. That's the part that hurts. That's the part that hurts. That we beat the team that we thought was supposed to be there before then, and then I don't, however it worked out. And I laughed last night. I thought about something you said, Devon, about we got to bring everybody in our moms. I kept thinking, damn, somebody put some of their mothers in real quick, right? Because we were missing. I was like, I bet my mother could hit a free throw. Like, I was so pissed off about those things. And it was those things, real quick on the recap part, on the recap side. It was those things. It was the missing the free throws. It was the sloppy turnovers. Without those things, we are a team that is, in my view, we have beaten the best of the best of the best all year. All year. We proved it in the Boston series. We proved it playing Denver. We proved it playing these teams. I, of course, wanted to get to the next level. We are steps away from that, because you have been so hungry. You walk past something and smell so damn good, you almost turn it. You want to go do that. That's what we were. So it's only right. You're gonna feel it. My second favorite part of basketball is this: the off season. It's the off season with the talk about it and the guessing game and who's gonna do what and all this other stuff. I like that. It's a little different. Like in baseball, I like that we got Soto, but I didn't like that we gave him $800 million for him. I'm not gonna front. I'm gonna say that out loud. To be great, we got Soto, but with $800 million, we probably got 5 people. So there's other things that you got to kind of think about. I do want to get the Oubre thing is a fantastic point. And I think that we got to get faster. We got to get more defense-minded. And we definitely got to get people that are bigger in stature and hit them free throws and stuff, man. Damn it. Like that. I think that's really what it is. But the people talking about the Tibbs part, Tibbs didn't miss the free throws. Tibbs didn't throw the sloppy passes. Tibbs didn't do any of that. What Tibbs does, and I'm not a Tibbs, like he doesn't pay me to prop him up or do any of that. I don't think any of you guys either, right? So I'm not over here bodyguarding for Tibbs. Tibbs did wrong stuff too, right? I'm right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a spokesman, but I'll say this: Tibbs came here, right, and he turned the team.
Trash.
Every year that was trash into something better. And then he got his guy over here who got some guys over here. And we signed the best signing in my lifetime in Brunson. And we started stepping up. And each year we have stepped up a level. So if you are looking at it in a certain way, I look at it like that. If he goes, I will stand up and clap for the man, because the truth of the matter is he rolls us every year. And that's a fact. That's like, you can't take that away from him. So I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to stop talking for the super chat, but
Ant-Man, appreciate you, my brother. Real talk, but that's facts there. Ant-Man chatted the loss hurts, fellas. We didn't show up in the second half. Facts. Brunson, Hart, and Mikal Bridges had 11 turnovers. Facts. Leon Rose signed the player to specific contract. Mikal, Hart, Mitch all make $57 million. Gymnastics make $57 million. That's what people understand. Thank you, my brother. But Knicks are in a good place, ladies and gentlemen. This team is going to be better than next year. They're going to be better. Not only going to be better because of the continuity and they done played together the whole year. They're going to be better from that standpoint. But they also they could do things. They could do things. And that's important. That's why you got to give Leon Rose credit and Brock Allen credit, because they found a way to get that cap threshold thing in their favor. A lot of teams don't got that. A lot of teams gonna have problems next year trying to sign players like these dudes. The Knicks won't have a problem because of the way they did their contract and the way they manipulated this shit. I don't know what manipulation, but they maneuvered. The way they maneuvered through this
a great word for it.
Yeah, where they maneuvered through this collective bargain agreement thing. they can go out and do things that a lot of other teams can't do. You know, so you got to get. I think the whole organization down, man. They did a good job this year, ladies and gentlemen. From James Dolan all the way down to the concession stand people. They took us to the Eastern Conference Finals. Word is born, and I think the best is yet to come. Jay Chosen and Sao Paulo. I think we just gotta go in the next year, man. Like I said, critique a couple of things and be better in certain areas. And I think these type of guys, to me, they get better every year because that's the type of character they are. You know, this is the way this team built. Tibbs and them try to get better every year, and they've been there. Like I said, they came in their freshman year, got Julius Randle into the first round. That was their freshman year. Got RJ and Brunson here when he got here to their sophomore year. He got us here to our junior year this year. Next year, he got to get us to our senior year. And I think we got enough to do it. I think this team is talented enough. They just need a couple of more pieces, and I think they're okay. Whether it's in the back, whether it's just the bench guys or you making moves. But so far, so good. To have a team play together for 1 year and accomplish what you accomplished 1 year. 1 year, these guys went to the Eastern Conference Finals in 1 year. The starting five, that's pretty impressive to me. So you got to give them flowers for picking guys who had the talent to get us how far they got it, even though they didn't win it. But damn, he put a team together this year. They took us to the Eastern Conference Finals and beat the defending champs last year. I don't got too much to say about this shit, for real. You're the mic, my man.
What else is there really to say? You know what I mean? The things that we have to strive for right now is to look for something different. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of ways that we can get certain things. You know what I mean? Right now we're still under the cap. We're gonna have some money floating around, and we have tradable pieces. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens. You know what I mean? This off season is gonna go quick. It's already June. Summer League starts in July. It's gonna go quick. It's gonna go real quick. So the choices that they're gonna have to make is gonna have to be really fast and really quick also. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens and how we can move forward with what we can do. You know, it's not much that I think we could do, but as Leon Rose made me look at him twice and be like, "Oh snap, we just did that." Every trade that he made already.
Yeah, hey, Art, man, my bad, man. Had a senior moment, my brothers. so I apologize.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to say it live.
My bad, my bro. Appreciate you though. Real talk, for real, for real. Yeah, man. It's a lot of things out there, man. I get it, man. I really do understand. You know what? People don't feel good about Tip. They got a right to. I mean, like, no, you know, listen. Did he get on my nerves sometimes? Yeah, but you know, at the same time, I don't take it too hard too much because it's nothing. No matter how much I feel about Ted, I just know that it's not gonna change anything when it comes to the Knick brass. You know, they feel the way they feel about their coaches and their players. As a fan, I can only fan about it. But other than that, I don't take it. I don't get too deep into it, the Tip stuff and stuff like that, because I just know that when the reality set it, ain't a damn thing I could do about it. You know what I mean? It ain't my decision, so I really, you know. But from a fan perspective, I get it. But I think, you know, much as we don't like him or we want to get him out here, just got to give him credit for what he's done, though. The Tom Thibodeau, only people doing shit that he doing was Jeff Van Gundy and Pat Riley. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Only thing different than him and Pat Riley and Jeff Van Gundy, he just ain't get to the finals yet. But look how long how Van Gundy took for he got to get there. But look at the roster that he had to get there. I'll look at Pat Riley's roster. You know, and now he finally got a roster that's getting equivalent to what they did then, and he took us to that step. I think next year Knicks can get there. I think they just make a couple of tweaks to the roster, like I said, because you got to get there by steps. You know, you just don't walk in there and be bona fide. You know, you got to pay your dues. And I think this team this year, this starting lineup, this was the year they paid their dues. They got beat. I mean, but the year they paid their dues. You know what I mean? Now let's see if next year ain't no excuse. Next year, Shaw Powell and Jay Choden. Now, next year I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I mean?
At all.
Nothing.
You got a bust.
Yeah, right. Now I'm with you on that. To me, next year, critique the roster, and then I'm going to really hold you accountable. You guys to get there and win this motherfucker next year.
That's a big fact.
That's all.
That's a big fact. Listen, man, they put this team together a week before. I always say a week, right? A week before the season started, and we were 2 games away from the finals. All right. We also had a pair of guys who started the All-Star team. We also had a guy who was captain clutch of the entire league. We also had two people who make the second and third, you know, and a couple of people kind of get clipped from it, like OG on the defense side. You know, we up here with, you know, and you guys as content creators and podcasters and all that stuff, what the joy of that is to talk about the situations and the people and the game and the whole thing, and then do that and then bring people together, right? So we're gonna talk, but if we're talking, I always call myself the couch general manager, right? I know exactly what I need them to do because I'm watching it from the TV. But that it's not my money. I'm not mingling with other GMs. It's not. I'm mingling with other couch GMs, but I'm not mingling with regular GMs, right? You know what I'm saying? And so you know, sometimes you got to just say to yourself, "We're watching something. This guy made moves in order to get us 2 games away from the finals a week before it started." And we did that. And if you don't think that Leon knew that he put all his eggs in the basket, sort of speak, with the cap and all that, to make sure that we had a starting lineup, and he knew that there was a man hurt that would come back, and we're going to let him stay until he's fully better to play the center role, and then make some other and make some of these other guys move and work. I think that they have to do that. I think Deuce has to take a step forward. That's a definite for me. If Deuce doesn't do that, he's trade bait. I think that anybody on this team is, besides Brunson, and probably it's tough for me because I like this scenario with Cat and Giannis. We could play that stuff. We could do a little hyperbole in this time of things now and then say whatever we want. Right. But the fact of the matter is that if they believe, I know they also believe Brunson is untouchable. We all could agree on that. The fact of the matter is, though, they're gonna do whatever is in the best interest for the Knicks to get better than they were. And think about that. And if you think about that, you should feel great because they did whatever they could to get them 2 games away from the finals. And so they're gonna make them better. Imagine a bench with this team. Imagine we had a guy, maybe 6'10", like you said, who could get in there and get you, I don't know, 14 and 8 every night, and a guy like an Oubre who might get you like 12 and maybe like 5 assists and 4 rebounds a night every night, and they were the guys coming off the bench this year. It's a no-brainer. But you don't win if you play sloppy ball and you miss your free throws. You just don't do it. So can't blame Tibbs for that. Can't blame Leon for that. You got to blame yourself for that. All in all, I agree with what Shah said to me. Congratulations to the Knicks. You played great. I can't wait to see what you do next. I bet you this. I bet you we have more wins next year than we had this year.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
That's a
right? Bet you that.
Word up.
Yep.
This team gonna be hungry just like they were the year before. That's what I like about this team. They seem like they always want to get better. And salute, because that's what they coach them in. Every year, Tom Thibodeau say, go in that gym and put in the work. The work, what they said, the magic is in the work. That's the analogy. The magic is in the work. You put the work in, you get better. And that's at anything. That's at anything. You put the work in, you get better. And these cats been putting in work. They shot powers. Listen, man, the dude been here 3 years. 2 Eastern Conference, two second round exits in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, Jalen Brunson done did shit for this franchise that a lot of motherfuckers ain't done. Think about this shit here. We done had Carmelo Anthony them here. We done had the Bernard Kings of the world. Everybody. Jalen Brunson doing and he doing what they doing. Don't make no mistake about that. But now we got another piece to add with him, and Big Cat. Now we starting to go some places. Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau put a 1A and a 1A together, and it worked out for us well this year. So kid all that hyperbole, and all that nonsense. Without Jalen Brunson, the Knicks don't go nowhere. Without Big Cat, the Knicks don't go nowhere. They need both of them dudes. That's why they signed both of them dudes, because they're good at what they do. And what did they do their first year together? Eastern Conference Finals.
Eastern Conference Finals, baby.
2 games away from the finals.
100 games in.
So it's not about one or two players. It's about a team. The Knicks didn't lose last night because of Jalen Brunson. They did not lose last night because of Cat. They lost last night as a team. They gave up turnovers. They didn't shoot the basketball from the charity stripe. It wasn't Jalen Brunson. It wasn't Cat. It wasn't Anunoby. It was the whole team. The whole team. You know what I mean? You win as a team, you die as a team. That's not no cliche. That's just reality. You know what I mean? Great as Michael Jordan was. Remember when Steve Kerr knocked out that 3-point shot to win the championship? Remember when Craig Hodges knocked that one? Regardless of how great the player, you still need the other players. LeBron James. Remember when my man Booby Gibson hit that big three for them before he can, all this shit.
Ray Allen,
right. So we cannot sit up here in this fandom and say two dudes that's all NBA for the New York Knicks. We blessed to have that, dog. For real. When the last time we had that in the NBA?
Facts.
Two dudes.
That's young.
Right. That has time left. That's
exactly time to develop. We ain't made no trades to get no 38-year-old Bogdanovic or what's the other name? Oh my God, I got his name on the tip of my tongue.
Rolando Blackman, when he got brought over here, when he had a good career, he got brought over here around 50.
Tracy McGrady, you go on. Tracy McGrady, everybody.
Right. Oh Penny Hardaway and Tracy McGrady, like, come on, man.
I say his name, y'all gonna be like, yeah.
Oh man. Bobby Bayani.
I said about
McDice.
Was it McDice?
McDice was
Antonio McDice.
Yeah.
Antonio McDice. Oh my God.
One of my favorite players, bro.
Did all those damn things on him. And how many games he played? 3?
Yeah, he had that knee. Boy, what for that knee injury? That boy was special.
Yeah, McDice. Yes, it was McDice.
It was Antonio McDice. And remember, Charles Smith was really good when he was a Clipper or something like that. And then he missed. I don't even want to talk about his name. Skip Charles Smith.
One bad series in his NBA career to find that man how nice he was. One damn play when they blocked that ball 3 times. Define how nice that boy was. In Pittsburgh with the Knicks. I mean, that boy Charles Smith was bona fide, ladies and gentlemen.
Bona fide.
But one fucking play when he went in the and against Eastern Conference Final against the Bulls, and then when they blocked the shot 3 times.
13. He went up 13 times, got blocked.
It felt like 113 shots. It felt like 113 attempts, bro. I swear to God.
That shit was hurting though.
It hurt, man. But the true story on that is, I'm watching it in my head right now.
Oh man!
Or the backboard or the off base layup from Ewing when he should have just. But
you do that finger roll.
The finger roll, right? So
roll.
We had all that, but you know what they used to do back then, different than what Leon's doing, is back then we would get all these named players towards
that were like 99 years old.
Yep.
Now we're getting people who are in the midst of their apex. Yep. That is, and that's what they say, the apex warrior, apex. That's what we have.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with either keeping Cat. Did a lot of great things for us this year, and double, and then started as a center and the whole thing. But if you put Cat and McHale and you end up back with the Greek Freak, maybe Bobby Portis and a shooter, and then okay. Put it on. I'll do it. Whatever makes a team better is what I'm saying. Whatever makes a team better. I agree that's more defensive. But I'm not saying let's get rid of Cat. I'm just saying.
Put up his number. Let me tell you something.
Going in my head,
sometimes we get attached to players, and we rightfully so. We admire certain players. but it become a time where, see, people thought I would be tripping when I would say KD on the Knicks right now. I'm gonna tell you why. You have your superstar getting to superstars, but them dudes in situations, you ever see KD in any playoff game have under 20 points? You know what I mean? Have you ever seen Giannis? I seen Giannis drop 50 in a row and 50 with like 2 or 3 50-point games in the fucking playoffs, dog.
Yeah. In the playoffs.
It get the Nets, get KD in them. I mean, these dudes is bona fide. You know what I mean? See, like I said, you got stars, but these motherfuckers are superstars. You know what I mean? Superstar. And that's why you can never not think about getting a dude like that. I'm gonna tell you one dude to me, if it wasn't for injuries, I would have took him over anybody in the mother with Anthony Davis. I say Anthony Davis on the Knicks with Jalen Brunson. But listen, last year.
So crazy you say that. I've thought about that a few times in my life. I think so.
Last year, KD put up 27 something a game, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that team they did what the Knicks did this year. They put all that money in the starting lineup, and they had no bench. They got bona fide Hall of Fame in him. My man, what's his name? Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. They put all them $50 million players up in the front. Sort of what we did this year. So we didn't really have enough on that bench to go out there and add them 10, 13, $15 million players. So we think about the Knicks bench, ladies and gentlemen. How much Deuce McBride make? $3 million.
Mm-hmm.
Campaign make?
$2 million.
Too much.
How much Shannon make?
Like $2 million.
How much Preston Chua make?
$6 million.
$6 million.
Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks bench this year, if you want to add Mitchell Roberts' numbers, was around $20-something million. Think about that. A bench, that means you had nobody making double digits that can really get it done. Like how many teams has Shaman been on? 12? I don't know, 11. Yeah. How many teams Campaign been on? How many?
About
30-something.
How many teams Wright been on? 30-something.
30-something.
PJ Tucker been on? 30-something.
Yeah.
But journeyman, $2 million journeyman.
Yep.
And that's why we had a problem with shit, because our bench just wasn't there. We didn't have a guy making 10-50 who can go out there and you pay for what you get. So in other words, we didn't have guys that you could pay for what you get can go and do the damn thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be the difference next year, how they shuffle this money. And you got to remember, Mitch got an aspiring deal. But ladies and gentlemen, let's be fair to Mitch. Even though, you know what I don't have a problem right now? Is Mitch injured right now? No. So keep him.
He played well to me in the playoffs.
Mitch money is in the salary right now, and it's not hurting anything. Mitch is a signed player. His money is not hurting anything. Yeah, his money is not hurting anything. If Mitch is moved in a trade. You know what I mean? Exactly. So Mitch money ain't going nowhere. He might even get re-signed again for $12 million for 3 more years. So with that being said, that Mitch money is already accounted for. It's not like his money is not accounted for now. If they do decide to make a trade with Mitchell Robinson, then his money comes into full effect. But his money right now is on the books.
Yeah, you don't mess with that, man. That's a still. Ladies and gentlemen, if the New York Knicks would have had Mitchell Robinson from the beginning of the season, we would have been.
It would have been a wrap. It would have been a wrap.
Let me tell you right now, I really feel they're going to keep him because, unless they could get something really great, at that break, at the trade deadline, I don't think they're going to trade him prior. Is what I'm trying to say. For $13 million, just imagine a guy who's going to get better, stronger, and his availability will be there, let's say 70 games, 72 games, 75 games. You can rest him in between. We'll say 70, just to be fit, whatever. Probably more, but let's say 70, 65, 70. Man.
65 games for Mitchell Robinson. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
65, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. And that means the glasses will be clean, the blocks will be dope, the picks will be set, the alley-oops, the pick and rolls will be clean. I'm telling you, other people will rebound stronger because of him. I'm all right with that. You know, I just read some of the free agents coming up. A lot of them don't really fit us, but I like the things that we were talking about already. And you got to remember that we're working with about, if you keep Mitch, you're working with what? Like how much million?
13 million, 12 point something. This last year contract.
If we get rid of the other contracts?
Everybody now I'll say close to 20. Close to 20.
About 20 million. That's what I was gonna say. I wanted to make sure though.
It might be, yeah.
Right.
If you keep Mitch, pressure 2 or 6 for it's gonna be around
maybe 15.
Yeah, 15, 14.
Yeah, somewhere 12, 15, something like that.
Yeah, so let's say 15,
plus what we got to go. Yeah, plus the change that you get with the salary increase and stuff like that. So say about 15.
Okay, so I mean, like with 15 million, you get one bona fide guy for 12, and then you could pick up 2 other guys, or one for 10.
Check it out. You know what that 15 million could get you, believe it or not, on this market right now? And they both got opt-out of the Spirits. One of them, Kelly Oubre and Andre Drummond on the 76. One make 5, one make 9. That go $14 million. Kelly Oubre and Andre Drummond. $14 million.
Who was I talking to about that? Was that you, Sean? Who was I talking to about getting them at the same time?
Yeah, we were talking about that. We talked about it.
Yeah. But things like that, Mark Williams, I don't know, down there in Charlotte. But you know what? To me,
I like him too.
Yep, Mark Williams down there. But here's the one thing we all got to keep in mind that's real important out of all this shit. Here's why we got to worry about what you keep. This why I'm not putting anything off the table. We know that Mikal Bridges is due for extension. See, this way all this shit. See that it's gonna be some guy you might just can't keep because of the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement. Every team gonna lose a good player, no question about it, because of this shit here. So now, if Mikal got an extension, that means you're gonna put him in a 30 million range because he's making 20 something now. So what about if he wants 35 or 30? You know, you're gonna have to look at all this shit. They gotta listen. Them dudes got a tough problem up there in that front office, man. They got a lot of willing and dealing to think about, a lot of willing and dealing to do. Do we stay packed? Do we move one of our big dogs or whatever? That shit's always in their mind because it's on our mind. You know what I mean? So I know it's on their mind.
I got a question. So Mikal's off the books now, right?
No,
as of right now, and then we sign him.
No,
he got an option.
No, not really. Yeah, he's that option. Yeah.
So this is what do you call that? Restricted free agency, or he has an option year?
I could pull. I think he got an option.
His money that he would get if he opt into his money, he would get about 23, 24 million dollars if he opt in.
He's opting into that shit.
Yeah, he might opt into that and then take the big contract next year when we get the money. They could offer it. He could opt in this year and they could pay him the contract at the midseason or in the next season before the end of the last regular season, something like that. If I'm not mistaken, they could give him a plan. But if he opt in right now, I think he's about 22 to 24 million, somewhere in that range.
Okay, he's saying Nostalgia said he making 28 million.
Yeah, he's saying making 28.
He making 28 million this year.
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, New York Knicks with Mikal Bridges, 28-year-old, blah blah blah, 25. Let me see.
I thought it was over 25 million.
That's what I mean. If that's the case, then you have to look at that too.
Right. So
I'm
saying. You gotta look at all these things.
Is that with the opt-in? I don't think he's making that much. Now I gotta look it up.
I'm looking at it right now.
Anyway, the reason why I brought that up, peace, Ron. The reason why I brought that up is if he opted out, right? If he opted out, then that money is off. That money is no longer there, and then we have negotiating situations. And if he doesn't, let's say, I'm just putting this out there, doesn't, there's a hell lot. I would love for you both, when we're done with this, whatever, just to take a look at the free agents coming up and the some restricted ones, and just kind of match them, what we're talking about. That's a fun part of the off season to me, that you get to like look at it, kind of make the couch general manager moves and all that. You know what I'm saying?
We normally get a power right around that time when the free agency market start. That's what we do. We try to.
I love it, man.
Yeah, that's when we really get it popping with that stuff. So yeah, man. Right now, it's real though, man. Right. So that's gonna be.
Gary Jackson Jr.
Is he moving forward? Is Mikal Bridges part of this thing? That's what it's going to boil down to.
I thought it was 24 million.
Yeah, is he part of this thing moving forward? Right now, so he's locked in for next year. So that means he's here. Unless somebody, I'm gonna say, I don't think Nick's gonna do anything drastically. I really don't. That's my thought. But like I said, man, this is why we in the off season. That's why when you don't everybody rushing. They're not rushing. Let me rephrase the wrong word. They're trying to get to the pinnacle. It's hard to get back there, man. It's hard to get back. It's hard to get back there, man. So. But I think we got a foundation that could get us there. We got to do a couple of tweaking here and there. But every other team going to try to get good too. The other teams are trying to get better too. Everybody getting better. So we got to get better because obviously we stay the same. Another team's getting better. That makes it harder for us. So obviously I think we just got to go out there and get the pieces we need to make that bench stronger. And guys who literally got two-way skills. I'm all for bringing Shamet back on a small contract. I think if he wouldn't have got hurt, in preseason with that shoulder injury, you might have seen a different Shamet throughout the course of the year. He ain't played to the third at the half All-Star break or close to it or something like that.
Yeah, so, a little bit further than that, but yeah, around there, yep. And then he had to get acclimated, and
I don't have a problem with him for a backup shooting guard in New York. I really don't. His experience, he can knock that shit down. He played good defense. I like Sham. I wish he wouldn't have got hurt, man. I like this cat gonna pay dividends for the Knicks. But unfortunately, he got hurt. But I think him, other than anybody going in a trade, I think anybody can go in a trade. So I don't matter who it is. But if it's two dudes right now out the guys who was playing in the rotation, I would say bring back Deuce because how much money he made, and Shaman, unless they getting traded. If they're not being traded, bring them back.
I gotta ask one quick question.
Sure.
Because this year, Mikal was paid $23 million, right? Or is that $28 million? Where's somebody getting $28 million? Because that's what I thought. I thought it was 23.
It was 23.
23. That's right. 23, 24 million.
I thought it was under 25 is what I said.
I knew it was no 20. I like 28. That's what I thought it was a little bit too much, but I remember 23, 24. And he signed until 27 with this contract. Dude Philly. From Philly. He came from, not from Phoenix. The money came from Phoenix and went to Brooklyn, and now it came from Brooklyn to New York on the same contract. If I'm not mistaken.
It is. That's part of his 4-year deal.
Right. If I'm not mistaken. Right. I thought so. I almost thought I was bugging out.
LeBron said he wants to come here, but only if we take every one of his sons. No. All right. Bring him on. Bring him over.
What is it?
For real.
I'll watch the youngest one for you on the side while you in there. Don't worry about it.
Well, we're gonna go right before we get out of here. Let me ask you a question. Shaw Powers, what's your outtake on the Knicks this season and what you think they need to do moving forward? Mm-hmm. What would you like to see? Whether it's gonna happen or not, we ain't hold nobody accountable because we don't know what the hell gonna happen. We ain't decision makers. But from your perspective, number one, how did you feel about the season? Number two, what would you like to see happen in the off season?
There was some good things that they figured out this year. There were some things that we figured out about the team, and there's some things that probably will have to change. I think that they front loaded the contracts this year and paid out the minimum wages on all the bench players this year. This year may be a little change. I think they pick up one or two more guys, and plus this guy Beauchamp that they already got. Then we'll see some of McCullough Juniors and Haka Purdy's next year coming in on summer league, if those guys get big and stuff like that. And I think they do something like that. I don't think that they super duper bring Cat all the way over here just to get rid of him with all the ties that Cat has to the New York Knicks. So Mikal, I'm not so sure, but I think Mikal is going to be one of the guys that we keep here as well. I think they just strengthen the bench, like you said, get another 1 or 2 guys that can guarantee you 12 points a night. You know what I mean? 2 guys that can come off your bench that can get close to 25. I mean, a group of guys that could get you close to 25 to 27 points a night in that second unit will help the Knicks tremendously. Aside from that, if they make, like I said, Leon Rose is a smooth caveat. He's a smooth dude. So
Yep.
he has got us Brunson, Josh Hart. We got Devo, but we got Cat and Mikal. You know what I mean? All these guys that we never knew that we was going to get. You know what I mean? So I can't say what he will do or how they're going to do it, but I'm rolling with the front of the jersey. You know what I mean? Not the back. You know what I mean? Whatever, however it goes down or whatever like that. You know what I mean? We ain't going to see it coming because real gangsters moving silent. So however it goes down, will be something to talk about after it happened.
Hey, Parrish, I'm gonna tell you that's my sleeper next year, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all heard me say the last show of the season for as regular season, full season talk. I'm sleeping. I think they're gonna sleep on. People gonna sleep on Daddy, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why. I think I like something about that young man. Even when I first seen him with somebody, I like the way he moved. I like his energy, everything. I think Daddy got a chance to come out there and play power. I'm a small forward for the New York Knicks next year.
Why not?
I really do.
Why not? We might not need nobody, right? Why not?
I think he bulks up a little bit. He might put on 10 pounds of muscle. Now he gonna be able to grow into a bigger body. He done seen this whole NBA go down for a year now.
Yep.
I think that young man really, really can crack that rotation next year if he go put in the work in the off season. I guess what I'm saying, which I know he gonna be good. All of them do it on the Knicks. Everybody try to do that. So I'm looking for him, Paris Duggan. But I like what you're saying about that. Hawker Purdy he probably get that backup 5 next year.
Hawker Purdy ain't got no problem. He gonna be start. I mean, he's definitely the backup.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's taking Tim's spot. He's definitely the backup. However they have the front line, he is definitely the backup. No question about that. He was getting those minutes anyway at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I do like that. And thank you for the super bad prayer. Thank you for all of my brother. Appreciate you, man. For real. All you guys for supporting the show, man. Each and everybody, man. Art, man. Thank you as well, everybody. But man, Jay Chosen, go ahead, man. Give me your thoughts on how do you feel about Inspired this year, and how you feel going into next year.
All right, no doubt. And piece of art, man. Very, very great dude, man. Got a chance to chat with him. I would definitely I'll text you what I'm looking at, man. There's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of small pieces that could be picked up to help the bench. Good shooters, Oubre, Gary Trent Jr. but was only making $1.5 million or $2 million. Anyway, look, one, I want to say this. I had a fantastic time rocking with you brothers this year. I really appreciate it. I mean, it's better now than never. My only regret is my inability to hold in my emotion that one day. So I apologize for that publicly.
Yeah, you know,
and I enjoy. I know it's behind us, but it's something I want to say. It's over, And I really enjoyed rocking with you guys. That's my first thing about my take from this next season. I thought this and the family and the chat was so fun and so exciting to do, and I look forward to the post and the pre and the post. And we had a lot of laughs and a lot of great talks, and that was great. As far as the team goes, I think that a lot of times certain people weren't healthy at certain times at the right times, and that is a detriment. And then when we got to certain levels, we had to use people at because it became a must. And I guess, some did well, some were rusty. Then the coach, I think the team in general went up, right? So to me, they got a B for the season, a B plus maybe even. Especially with what they were working with. You're talking about 5 guys, 3 of them having the most minutes because we had 0 bench at a particular time. Right? And you got to understand also, it's not that we don't necessarily that these guys, Kolick would have got burnt by a lot of these guards because he was young and he hasn't filled out yet and he hasn't gotten big NBA big yet. So we can't say, well, why didn't he play, man? It just wasn't ready for him. So we didn't have the parts and the pieces. What I take from this year is that this team has grit. This team has heart. This team has a leader in general that won multiple things this year and has Mamba blood in him. That's how I feel. All right. This is my opinion that Jalen Brunson has superstar blood in him. It's who he is. I do believe that we need to get a little bit bigger. If we keep this team, I would like to add that 6'10" dude you were talking about. The 6'10" versatile could be your power forward, could be maybe a backup center, a second center. I would like to get a second center if possible. If Hakapoy is going to do that, is he a full 7 feet?
No.
Yeah.
I think about 6'10", 6'11".
You think so? I thought it was 7.
All right, well, that's close enough. He closer to 7 feet than I am. So, and I also think that we need a real and there's no slight on Deuce, right? I love Deuce, but if you could go out there and we definitely need a backup, like an Oubre type of cat, and we need to solidify our bench. And I believe that also means keeping Hart on our bench. I believe Hart on our bench, even though Hart was a big part of the reason we did so well this year. Don't forget, Hart was in the starting lineup when we did 9-game winning streaks. But he brings an energy and a rebounding off the bench. So what I took from it was we stepped up another notch. We got to where we started with the Eastern Conference Finals. And the other part of me is a little bit sad because we were 2 games away from it. And I really, truly believe in my heart that we are way better than them. And I would say way better. We're better than them. And we beat Boston to get to them. And you know what? It hurts. It stings. And it's going to sting for a couple of days. But after that, I'm going to really remember how exciting this year's Knicks basketball was.
That's real talk. Hey man, they had for me. I appreciate that Jay chose and everything, man. Real talk. Listen, man, the season went the way it went. You know what? We started off bought a new team. We had nine different players from last year. A bench that was 30th in the league all year, scoring and things of that nature from a statistic standpoint. A lot of injuries left and right. Mitchell Robinson missed 3/4 of a year. Shannon missed about half of a year. Preston Stewart missed maybe a quarter or more of the year. Every team goes through it, so I'm not making it. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to a continuity thing, not only did they have a lot of new players, because of people's injuries, the continuity just didn't form like it needed to. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, you had Shannon out half of the whole thing. You had Mitchell Robinson out 3/4 of the year. These things, it causes continuity problems. Things that, and maybe the Mitchell Robinson part not so much. They probably wanted to depend on him to come back to the time he came back anyway. But still, I mean, these guys had to learn how. And the Cat never played with Brunson. Cat never played with Mikal. You know what I mean? Cat never played with Anunoby. So I mean these things, and or vice versa, or Ananobi never played with Cat, or whatever, the vice versa. So and when you got to learn each other's tendencies on the fly, that means that you have to learn how to play the game with this dude in the course of a season because you never played with him before. You know what I mean? On a regular, maybe the Villanova Cats, but that still was in college. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things went on that caused the season to go the way it went, but still, to me, with all them variables and not having a steady bench, not say our bench wasn't good, they wasn't consistent all year, and they also wasn't scoring like that because we just was injured. You know what I mean? And now now we are what we are, and I think this here, I'm happy with the way our season went. I'm not happy that we didn't get to the finals. I thought once we beat Boston, we should be able to beat them too. But at the same time, you can't underestimate the other team either. You know what I mean? We beat ourselves a lot in the series. The first game of that playoff series, ladies and gentlemen, them 3/4 to 3 minutes, whatever, three minutes I seen in a long time, except for last night. You know what I mean? That first game of the season in the Eastern Conference Final, when we gave up that lead, that was demoralizing. It was kind of you know what I mean? So but with that mistake being said, then obviously we losing 2 at home in the Garden. You can't do that. You can't do that. That bothered me, losing them 2 games in the Garden. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
First game.
Yeah. But we just got to remember that these New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, they got it farther than they've been in a long time, a long damn time. How can we right now sit up here and Jay Boogie, my man, Lord have mercy, thank you for the super chat, my brother. And Jay Boogie said another great season. Appreciate you, brother. Always, yes, sir, my man. Again, it's on the season. It's the office time. Yeah, we got to go to work, Jay. And I think something's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, Jay. But I know something's gonna happen. They're gonna make this team better. Because that's what you're supposed to do. And this front office, since they've been involved with the Knicks, have made this team better every year they had them. They made this team better every year they had until they got into the Eastern Conference Final. They got another step to go. Like I said earlier, 2020-21, freshman year, we lost to Trae Young and them. Sophomore year, we lost to Miami Heat. Sophomore year, we lost to our junior year, we lost to the Indiana Pacers. Now we got to go to that 4th year later. We got to get to our senior year. It's time to graduate. That means next year we going in with these expectations. It's fine. If you do what I think you're gonna do, it's gonna be finals or bust. Because that's the expectation they're gonna put on themselves. We're gonna put on the Shot Powers and Jay Choke because we see y'all get here. We see y'all get here with this roster. I can only imagine what y'all could do if they upgraded a little bit. So the expectation is going to rise for me, but I'm happy with the expectation because I believe the team was good this year. I think they was a good-ass team. I think we just had the players on that backside that really helped us out because the players on the front side was making a lot of money. So we kind of had to nickel and dime our way through our second unit. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's nobody in it. Our second unit only make $25 million combined. It's one player in the league on the bench making $25 million on one team, a couple of teams, one player. You know what I'm saying? We got $2 million. Tom Thibodeau took $2 million players, $2 million players, and put them together with a prolific front, a starting 5, and they got us to the Eastern Conference Finals with a mediocre bench playing wide, at least from a numbers perspective.
Right. No Malik Monk type people.
Yeah, can you imagine we had some dudes who really like? I even go out and say this here. If Shamman wouldn't have got injured, I thought him and Mitchell Robinson would have made a big impact on out the door. I'm saying because the continuity had been there by the time we got to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Time we would have got to the playoff, these guys would have had continuity that helped them. You know what I mean? But we didn't have that. We didn't have it. Campaign, he was 50-50 suspect, 50-50. We just had Dylan Wright because he came here in a trade. Obviously, and Deuce Bride had an all right year. But remember, he had 5 stints on injury reserve with hamstrings and growings.
That's right.
He had 3 stints over 5 games on the injured reserve list this year because of his hamstring and his growing injury. The continuity was tough this year, but we managed to click out 51 games, ladies and gentlemen, and get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I don't got too much to be sad about. I wish we could have went further, but I thought it was a good year, and I thought what we did was right, and I think what they're doing is right. Whatever happens, we got some dudes who can get it. I think Ananobi, man, I think he comes back next year locked in like he did this year. I think these cats come up season. They got to make some changes, whatever they make it at Chop Howell and Jay Children. I'm good with it. But first and foremost, salute to the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to the everybody, the fan base, everybody, man. This was a good year for New York Knicks, man. Disappointing the way it ended, but it was a good year. It was a good year. Overall, it was a good year. We were the last 3 or 4 of the last team stand. I can't say it enough. It's 30 teams out there trying to get it. We were 4 of the last 4 out of 2016. We made it there. We just didn't get over that hump. And because of possible 30 points over 20 turnovers last night, 29% from downtown, 60% for the charity stripe. That's the reason why we're sitting home, ladies and gentlemen. We're not sitting home because of Tibbs. We're not sitting home because of Brunson. We're not sitting home because of that. We're sitting home because the team did not perform last night from the charity stripe, not handling that basketball, and shooting that ball from downtown. That's the reason why we lost. That's the reason why we here talking about the we see you in Cancun next week. Damn sure wasn't because of our players. We had a good team, ladies and gentlemen. But sometimes you don't play, you bring your A game like Sean Powell and all of us say that night, just that night. You don't bring your A game, somebody gonna bust you. Somebody gonna bust you. That's life. That's life, ladies and gentlemen. That's life. You don't come with your best on your job. You don't come to your best to your wife. You don't go with your best to your kids, whatever. You don't bring your A game, it's not going to be respected and recognized that night. You fucked up. Knicks fucked up. Fucked up. They blew the game because they did not focus enough. Indiana wanted it more. The turnovers killed us. Ladies and gentlemen, they scored 125. We gave up 30 points off of turnovers. 30 points off of turnovers. And they scored 125. So let's say that was only 10 points off of turnovers. 115. You don't know what the Knicks could have been doing then, because them turnovers we was giving up might have been buckets for us. See, them turnovers, the points we gave them was supposed to have been our points. We gave them buckets off a turnover, but them could have been our buckets without giving a turnover. The game just went, that's the way the game goes, man. So they terrible way to close out the season. But shout out Power J told them happy, man. And thank you guys, man, for all you cats that was this show all summer long, all season long. I meant to say, man, and salute to everybody in the chat, everybody, man. Knicks ain't done yet. They ain't done. We ain't done. We just getting started up at this moment. Let's get it, man. I'm looking forward to next season. But listen, we'll be here all summer. It won't be on the regular, but we got.
I got one question before we go. One question before you go, and it don't have nothing to do with the New York Knicks. 2 teams in the finals right now is OKC and the Pacers. Who you got?
The Mets.
I'm mad at you for that.
Don't be mad at me for that. I ain't watching it.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. But I would have to say I'm gonna have to lean toward OKC. I think they got.
I'm probably not gonna watch too many. I'm gonna probably watch a game or so, but I definitely don't want Pacers to win. So okay, I just want to know if we was all on the same page. That's all.
I'm gonna give you what I think. I think 2 things. I think that right now that the team that wanted it more than the team that was better than last night is on a wave right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they threw something OKC's way. But OKC is got a lot of different variables on their squad, and they got a bench, and they got a lot going on. And last year they didn't make it when it was that 3-team, whatever. They got something to prove for themselves. That's number 1. And number 2 is I don't think anybody in the world want to see OKC versus the Pacers. I think they want to see OKC versus New York City. So
I'm just saying. All right.
I'm with you, brother. Who do you think, Jeff?
I want OKC. I don't want nothing to do with the Pacers. I hope that since they're in the East, they beat us. Excuse my French. You don't curse on here too often, Divine. Fuck them. Point
fuck
blank.
them is right.
Yeah, what I mean. Yeah, I gotta go OKC.
I think OKC on a mission. I think they got. Listen, I ain't sleep on the Pacers. The Pacers could beat the Knicks, and I think they could beat them too.
Right.
But I do think that team they got been together. They formulated. They've been there last year. They took their step. They got to the Western Conference Finals last year. Now they in the finals. they got a juggernaut team down there, ladies and gentlemen. That team, juggernaut coaching the shit out them boys. They got talent down there, especially with Chet Holmgren coming back. Remember last year they did that shit without Chet Holmgren. Now this year they got him and they in the finals. I think Jay Williams, my man, SGA obviously, and you got them William boys down there. They got
about Hartenstein.
Don't forget our guy.
Yeah, Hartenstein, and you got what's my Lou Dort and them guys. They do what Indiana do even on another level. You know what I mean? To me, but salute to, I ain't gonna front though. Them boys last night, man. Out of all the people in that game last night, I'm gonna say Nembhard really showed the hell up last night.
Let me tell you something. If you go back and look at the stats, he scored double digits in almost every game, and he was the 9th person off the the 3rd person off the bench or whatever.
They just wanted to beat the Knicks. Knicks coming, baby. We got to beat them.
He was auditioning, Shy.
Yeah. It was tough, man. But listen. I don't think this probably. I'm gonna be honest with you. It might be one of the lowest rated.
I agree.
Final markers in the league. I think so. You got nothing to get smart team because you got the internet now. The only thing that to me that made OKC. One thing about OKC about them young guys, they even promote their swag. Like you see SGA and Chet Holmgren commercials and shit. They appeal to the younger generation for sure. They got young generation swag, that team. So I think that's going to help them in the sense when it comes to a lot of kids. A lot of kids like the way them young boys get down. You know what I mean? And they play with that. They play with that. They out in their commercials like that. They got a little character to them. I think that's going to feed well. But let's see, man. It's going to be an interesting one, man. I got no dog in the fight. But I think OKC beat them, though. I think OKC.
Well, the only dog I got is iHeart. I was preparing myself to hate on them. And now I'm rooting for them. So, and just like you said, man, fuck the Pacers, man. I'm going to OKC in the sweep. It's very weird, man. Oklahoma City versus Indiana. It just is very weird sounding.
This is a big year. Neither one of these teams has ever won a finals.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
Neither one of them. So this will be the first time for either one of these teams. So something to watch.
Yeah, real.
All right, with that, man, I'm running upstairs.
Yeah, listen.
My guy. Hey, Devon, let me know when. Just hit me up. Hit me up. Let me come on another couple of days or something like that.
If
you want to do some stats, tell me a couple of days so I can do some homework. And Jay Chosen, hit me up. You already know. My gentlemen, thank both of you guys for being on 200 episodes, man. We've been on about 200 episodes, man. 100 pregame, 100 post games. Let's get it, man. Let's see what we can formulate over this new season and see if we can get to a bigger horizon and stuff like that. On that note, salute to the family in the chat. Both y'all hit me up on the jack, when y'all want to. You already know, right?
Yes, already, I'm gonna hit you up, fam. You know, be safe, brother.
Yo, everybody out there, man. Listen, great year, great show, great everything, man. Just another year to be blessed with this Nick Talk, man, and to be able to be here with you guys and just having conversation. I see more of you guys than when I see my own family. You know what I mean? Truly, you know what I mean? And that's real talk. But it's always a pleasure, man. And it's just a bunch of passionate fans. With all of us got all this great knowledge in our mind, we be looking to share with each other. You know what I mean? There's nothing other than that. I'll never take this stuff personal because it's not worth it. You know what I mean? James Dolan don't pay me a paycheck, ladies and gentlemen. I'm never getting out of pocket. I'm never getting out of pocket because of what the Knicks do, because they don't pay me. You know what I mean? So let me keep it a $1.50 right there. It's real talk. You know what I mean?
I never got a Christmas card.
Right. But listen, let's look forward. We'll be on, later on in the week or whatever. We're going to break down everything in the season. We got our final. We do our final breakdown show with everything. Maybe it won't be later week. I'm about to go on vacation, man. For we get a rest of physical body. I've been grinding hard this year, man. The physical needs some relaxation at the beach or something. So I'm gonna get out of here later on the week. So y'all just look for the notification. First and foremost, y'all enjoy your summer, man. Everybody enjoy your summer. Be safe out there. The world is scary. You know what I mean? But y'all be safe out there, be smart out there, and just take care of yourselves, man. And enjoy your friends, your family. Enjoy the summer. We ain't going away. We won't be on every night, but we be on though. You know, like I said, we got. Remember, we got the summer league coming up pretty soon. We got draft and everything. We'll be here. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? We locked in. We here, man. But thank everybody for the super chats. Everybody, Paris Duggar, my man, Jay Boogie, appreciate you, my brother. And everybody, Art man, my suit to you as well. Everybody who supported the show all year, man. Just thank y'all, man. We appreciate y'all from the bottom of our heart, man. This Knicks Real Talk. And we'll be here, man. We ain't going nowhere. Like I said, if I had to be 82 years old, still walking around with a cane, if I could speak Knicks, I'll be here. Knicks Real Talk ain't going nowhere, man. We locked in.
That's a fact.
We locked in, man. We fans, you know what I mean? We fans, and we concentrate, but we fans, though. You know what I mean? And we just love cutting it up with this head. But to our team, Jalen Brunson, Kat, thank all you guys. Ananobi, thank you. The bench, thank you. Mikhail, thank you. Robinson, thank you. Tibbs, thank you. The bench, the coaches, the concession stand, the ticket masters. Just thank God for a good season, man. Real talk. It was good fun being a Knicks fan this year. I had fun being a Knicks fan this year. You know what I mean? Because our team was winning, and not only that, we know we was getting on up in here, and first and foremost. And we'll see y'all, man. Jay Chosen, thank you, my man. I'll see you later on the next broadcast. It might be in a week. I hit you on a notification, whatever. And all that good stuff, man. You enjoy your summer as well. Yeah. You be safe out there in the world, man. Because I know we got to go out there and try to make ends meet and keep these bills paid. So where you out there.
Peace and blessings to you and your family, man. You know, keep doing your thing. Stay safe. Stay out of the crazy weather you said that was happening. And look, man, I'm gonna holler at you. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, facts. Yo, everybody in the chat, love you guys for supporting the show all year long, man. Real talk, ladies and gents, Queen Darlene, Tori B, all the ladies up. We can always make sure we give our ladies they love, man, because they hold us down as well. But listen, man, y'all enjoy your summer. Like I said, we'll see y'all in about a week or something, man. Y'all just look for the notifications. We really got a lot of stuff to talk about this all season. It's gonna be a busy off season. I really believe Nick's gonna strike and make something happen. And I really believe that, man. I'm looking forward to whatever that journey they go on, and let's see if we can get back to the finals, man. We got to get there, man. We starving for that. So no, I think next year they come out with their guns blazing, man. But until we get to next season, we got to take care of this off season. And I think we'll be popping, man. So salute to everybody out there. Jay Children, my brother. Thank you, my man. I'm out.
Always,
enjoy. Yes, sir, man. Peace.
Peace. It's Real Talk.
We about to hit you with the recap like Aaron Judge with a bat because we touching on facts. And plus we up in these hats. It's Knicks Real Talk and we cut from a different cloth. We cook a Nick broth with a different sauce. We bubble like a hot pot in the kitchen. We dripping on the surface, spitting verses with these bars and b-ball. Cause no matter how far the stars we see y'all like a telescope. You can tell it's dope by the way we unveil these news and notes. Check the box score, a top score, knock it down shot. Plus we got a lock for 48 minutes, putting on the clinic. The Cat Lieutenant, they entered the winner. The game is over. We trooping in our temples like soldiers and trains and planes and Range Rover. I'm getting up and over the list. We on the BQE and we maneuvering swift. This ain't Tokyo, but you know we can drift. Cause the pokey be on the low, so you know our flow had to shift. We about to be out in a few. No doubt next time we see you to be on a game preview. It's Knicks Real Talk and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. It's Knicks Real Talk and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride.